Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up.
Huh?
She's giving us.
Oh,
she's blessing us. What the?
I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure what's happening.
Raise It Up, what? Episode 24?
Nope.
25.
25, yes.
Okay, Raise It Up, what? Episode 25?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's get started.
Okay. Yes, very nice. She did a pretty good job, actually.
That was a good job.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. I'm loving this episode already, just so you guys know. We're going to start out with love, okay?
Always.
We're starting out with love as we're ending out this year with love. Is that not crazy right now?
Wow, man.
Oh my goodness. But hold on, let me let y'all know who I am, what you're listening to. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wyann Vaughn, also known as Y, and this is another episode of Raise It Up, Y, the podcast. Rockets up on these hoes. Well, that you'll know that if you follow me on Instagram. So we are coming at you the last, oh my goodness, not just the last Thursday of December, the last Thursday of this year, 2020, that has flown by like bats out of hell or into hell, depending on how your mindset is. Hello. But hello.
I see what you did.
Triple thousand entendre.
Nice.
So,
nice. I'm proud of you.
I'm laughing because even Todd went.
You got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a little unorthodox today. We're doing things a little shaky, a little dicey, a little different today. If you are watching on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. We appreciate you for the liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, posting, reposting, and all the things that you do there. If you're not on YouTube watching us, you should, because I think we're easy on the eye. But outside of that, it's also good, and we're also thankful for all of you who are listening to us. When I listen back, I actually only listen.
Oh, yeah?
That's why I feel like a hypocrite when I say that sometimes. I literally...
I generally watch, but
watch?
Yeah, but I'm a YouTube head in general. So, but I feel like it's that thing. If you're not a like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a YouTube head, like,
yeah.
Like you don't really.
Then you probably
I mean, no love.
And you know what? When I'm listening, I'm on the go. I'll listen to a podcast while I'm walking.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for all of you who are listening on Stitcher, listening on Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else that you find podcasts, first of all, we thank you. Second of all, we appreciate the fact that you're here with us, all right? And we are coming at you in an episode that we like to call, well, I'm calling, you don't know this yet, but it's called, What About Your Friends? Will they stand your ground? Will they let you down again? Do you know this song?
Mm-mm.
I know, it's okay. So, cat's out of the bag. For some of you who have been watching for quite a while, you know that I'm usually here alone, or if I have a voice with me, it's been mostly of members of my family or my musical family. Well, today is no different. The quote unquote weird part, if there were one today, is we have the incomparable, the illustrious Christopher Cadenhead. Chris Cadenhead is sitting alongside me when usually he is standing behind this camera. Chris is the producer of this show. He is our videographer, our director, our colorist, our DP, our DPG, our West Side Connection gang. No, he's not all those things. But he definitely is one of the heads of this Raise It Up Y platform. There's about 3 of us. Myself, Dave 4, who kind of gets all of our sound correct. And then anything else almost. No. Everything else is this gentleman right here. So we're going to get into what that feels like, sounds like, looks like, and a couple other things. I'm really excited. I feel happy about today. again, all 2020, we've been looking at self-awareness. And our self-awareness question for the day is, what about your friends? We will be talking about this throughout the episode. So the big answers to this will be found kind of everywhere. But really be paying attention to the Wyann's words of wisdom. I think it's really going to help bring some stuff home for a year like 2020 and setting us up for a year like 2021. Any new year after this year. I think we're all looking maybe for something a little new after the type of year we've experienced. So without further ado, I would love to invite all of you who can to close your eyes. All right. And this is just getting us grounded. Every one of you who've been listening for a while, you know, I am a trained therapist. And as a trained therapist, I make sure to bring all of you into this world, like physically, spiritually, and mentally, emotionally even, into this world. And we do that by grounding ourselves in this moment. So I invite you to close your eyes if you can do so. Don't let this buttery voice fool you if you're behind a wheel. Just keep your eyes open while you're driving. You understand? And I only say that for episodes where people have told me, I almost closed my eyes while I was driving. I'm like, no. More than one person have actually said that. So yes, I would like to invite you right in here, in this grounding, to take a moment to be here with me. I would love if you could hear my voice and feel your feet. If you have the privilege, why don't you go ahead and wiggle your toes or even touch your nose just to recognize that you are here. Go ahead and breathe a breath in. Blow a breath out. Do that again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just take a moment to own this here miracle that we call life. That you are breathing and you are winning just by living this life. By spending this time with my voice right now, you're investing into your betterment. And I'd like for you to sit with that and feel proud. And welcome. Let's go up. Let's go up, ladies and gents. Today we have 3 beautiful segments for you. One is called Hi Why. It's a continued conversation from a Hi Why that we did last month. But a couple weeks ago, I definitely posted a clip of last month's episode on my Instagram at Wyann, Wyanna, and a small conversation kind of took place between 2 of my loves. Loves are all of you that follow and listen along with the podcast and everything that is kind of the Wyann Vaughn brand and everything. And 2 of my loves got into a really good conversation. I glanced over the conversation and thought that it was like hateration, holleration, but it turns out they were being nice and very cordial, which makes me very, very happy because if any of you have been on my lives, I check negative energy quick. Now you can kick people off of your lives. Did you know that?
Word. No, I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
you
pretty
can.
dope.
So people know, come
Smart.
correct or don't come at all. Yeah, and to dig that. But so on this clip from last month's Hi Why, and you know this because you were behind the camera, obviously. The Hi Why came from one of my listeners who was asking, she herself was a strong woman. She wanted to know signs of when a relationship wasn't working any further. Like when are the, how do we know to check the exit signs? When do we get off the freeway when it's no longer serving us to go down that path anymore in a relationship setting? And she described herself as a strong woman. How do strong women know when to get out of something, sort of a thing? So while we were answering that, a gentleman by the name of @Styles_Mike12. Don't you love when we
That's
call
amazing.
people their names on Instagram? Okay, the gentleman said, but why when you try your best to please a woman, it's never enough as a man? First of all,
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I mean, there is some, some validity to that, I guess. Depending, I guess it would depend on, where each of us as men are at in our personal development journey.
Yeah. Say that again. That last part you said in our
personal development journey.
Personal development journey. Got it.
You know what I mean? Because let's say, for analogy's sake, we are an infant.
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't uncovered the things that that give us validation, internally. You know what I mean? So therefore, if we maybe subconsciously or unbeknownst to us, if we place that in this case, pleasing a woman or whatever, and it doesn't happen,
right?
Then the ego may be crushed, or there might be some, validity issues in there that might need to take, further exploration.
Interesting. Didn't think of it like that. I like that.
Well, I don't know. What was your thought about it?
What ended up happening between the two? Like I'm saying, there was two of my followers that were kind of a guy and a girl, and I think this is a strong gentleman, and this is also a strong personality. When I say strong, I don't know personally, but it seems like a strong personality as a guy and a strong personality as a girl were going back and forth, and the lady follower said, maybe try direct communication while you're learning your mate, because if you think that it's hard to please a woman, maybe you're still unclear about some things that maybe she likes.
That's right. You need to ask more questions. I mean, that's really all. I mean, everything's a two-way street, right? So it's like, So, but then again, a more developed individual, whose awareness is on themselves,
right?
Might be aware enough to ask those questions,
right?
You know what I mean? Whereas, whoever his, my man's past, sort of indicated, okay, I do this, I get a good response, you know what I mean, and everything is cool. Then okay, so let me just pull from these, you know what I'm saying? But then you end up fucking yourself because,
right.
Because who knows what happened? That could have been dope, but you didn't ask questions. Right. But that's what I'm saying. What about that? I mean, obviously the one side is you do better when you know better, right?
Yep.
Like a learning moment. Maybe you never had a learning moment. Totally fine.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Didn't happen for me till like later in life, my damn self. So I get it, my brother. Don't trust me.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I have a hard enough time getting my own shit together, let alone give advice to somebody. But anyway.
No, it's just and that's the thing. You just kind of mulling it around in your own head This wasn't a part of pre-post.
Yeah, I don't know anything. Okay, I asked her for the fucking questions. By the way, she was like, "Nah."
Well, this is a high why, but I'm like, you're sitting here, so I was like, I just want to see if you wanted to weigh in on that. Like where a guy comes in, because what I was gonna say is there was the woman's response was maybe direct communication with your mate, but this gentleman, Styles Mike, ended up saying it's a thin line with trying to be a leader versus when to step back as a man because men don't want to seem weak.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I don't know. I've always associated the fine line and help me. I can talk in circles. Help me, help us. And steer me. But no, but the thing about it is, wait, what were you just talking about? I'm sorry.
No. It's the idea that it's.
Oh, it's same week. That's right.
He didn't want to seem weak.
That's right. Because the masculine ego states that
going back to the ego,
vulnerability equals weakness.
Yeah.
Which is not the same.
Vulnerability
shit
or showing vulnerability? What do you think in the man world? Do you think vulnerability itself?
No, that's a good point.
I just want to know.
That's a good. No, that's good to say. Yeah, because I can feel vulnerable, but yeah, no, my pride says I don't have to tell anybody that I'm vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But I can feel it. But that's a good question though. What if certain individuals don't like the feeling of vulnerability, then they feel weaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's one thing to like have the feeling, accept it, and realize what's happening, and then turn it, flip it, and then again ask questions on a completely different day.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like there's ways to, you know what I'm saying, to do
yeah.
it without seeming weak. You know what I'm saying? Like you can come up, like we're just chilling. You know what I mean? You have breakfast. Maybe that's not the right example, but sometime, man, just continue to learn and like don't be afraid to. As a matter of fact, I've always known that vulnerability is sexy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's worked for me.
It
anyway,
1,000%.
So you know, but
vulnerability is 1,000% sexy, gentlemen. Let no other person tell you differently.
Hold on, I need to really say this for the record because in my circle, as of late, you know, it could be me projecting.
Sure.
I recognize that, but I get the sense that you know, certain men.
Yeah.
That I'm around have a very hard time, like expressing their feelings.
True.
And still feeling like safe or masculine or you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Like let me tell it it's okay. Like I'm not gonna lose my fucking man card. You see this beard? I ain't losing this shit. Anyway, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm just like but I'm not gonna lose my man card by telling you how defeated I feel because I lost an audition or whatever. Whatever it is, especially to somebody that fucks with you heavy. You know what I mean? Somebody that dare I say loves you even. In this case, you know, love might not have involved whatever. But as long as there's, you know what I'm saying, like understanding, it's like, bro, she gonna see through me and recognize that I am vulnerable, and she's gonna at least the good women that I've encountered is gonna protect that and not make you and not dump it on you so that you have a higher chance of feeling shitty. You know what I mean?
Notice what you said to qualify that. There's a certain caliber of lady that would see a man. You see where I'm going? That would see a man. So that's, let me not cut myself off. That would see a man's vulnerability and not seek to take advantage of that or poke fun at that or call him out of his name behind that. So we're also talking about a self-actualized or closer to being self-actualized lady as well as a gentleman. So going back to what Styles Mike talked about when he said it's a thin line with trying to be a leader versus when to step back as a man because men don't want to seem weak. I actually thought that was a point that I could identify with what I've experienced where and I also know the more of the conversation that they were having. I just took that line out. So it might not have had its context where he was saying men want to feel like they're leaders and masculine for their women. So they feel like they might know you. So when they seek to please you, because the question was, but why when you try your best to please a woman, it's not enough. It's never, his words, not mine, never enough as a man. And that's where the lady came in and said, well, consider maybe you didn't know enough about your partner. So direct communication to learn your mate might be what you need. And he's like, well, asking so many questions makes it seem like I don't know my woman when I definitely, I feel like I know her. But what I thought was good, the next line at the faithful coffer, she said, but it's also important because he was saying, I think I know my woman. I think so I'm trying to please her, and I don't want to seem weak or like I don't know her, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 my bad. But I'm trying to fast forward it in my head to get to the point. But the faithful coffer was saying, you might know as much as you think you know, but imagine this. You might want to ask your partner which types of movies they enjoy before you buy tickets.
Good point. No.
Think about that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a great point.
You know that someone likes movies, but you don't want to go and get the horror film when they really like rom-coms. You know what I'm trying to say?
And Pete, this they let's say they love horror,
right?
But this particular moment or season, they're not feeling.
It's not what they felt at that moment. Yeah,
so it's hard. But without asking questions, it's hard to miss that. You know what I mean? So
the direct communication was really, really big. And I told both parties that I was going to weigh in on this episode. So nice. I know that you all are looking. So the Faithful Coffer, love to you. And Styles Mike, love to you. And also, I wanted to add into this, which wasn't brought up on this line of communication under this post, about liking, knowing your likes. and people knowing their likes. Other people on there were looking at the post like, if you don't know your likes, then goodness, you might be in trouble if you don't know your likes. And I'm like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And there's no age. But I was teaching people their addition at 40. As an adult school educator, when I was 27, you know what I'm saying? I had my average age of student at Los Angeles Unified Community Adult School. My average age of student was about 36 to 40. And I'm teaching them math that they should have learned, if we're going off should-haves, math that they should have learned at 12 through 14 years old. So it's always interesting when people be like, that person, you should know.
Yeah.
The shouldas can get us in trouble, even when we step into relationships. That's why, on that last high why, I brought up the fact that you might want to know your likes, your dislikes, and your deal breakers being your boundaries. What are your boundaries in a relationship? Because all of these things are things that you might keep steamrolling over because you want the optics, the relationship goals. You want the look of being in the picture with the mate. You want the mate in the bed because you want to mate and things like that. Like you might be so looking at the end. For ladies, we want the ring. We want the ring and the day. But all of what it takes to be with that person and continue to be with that, we don't... Listen to you.
I heard a dope thing about that. It's like people, people spend all this money, all this time planning a wedding.
Yeah.
And zero on the actual marriage. I'm like,
yeah.
I know. Hello. Yeah. Hey, it happened to me. Trust me.
Listen,
hey. No judgment.
No judgment at all.
Straight up.
No judgment at all. And that's what this is a safe space. Mm-hmm. But something that wasn't brought up in the conversation about, why is it when you try your best to please a woman, it doesn't seem like it's enough when you're a man? The other thing I would, just toss out to you in case you want to look at it. There's a doctor named Gary Chapman. Mm-hmm. He created this concept of love languages, and there are 5 of them: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And looking at that book, or there's quizzes online now that you can take to see what type of a lover you are versus a type of lover you want to have. So it's not just about, once I figure out my love language, then I know who the perfect mate is for me. Right. It's a two-way street. You're supposed to learn what you like to do as a lover, and also how you enjoy receiving that love back. Those things are different. So most guys I know, they like physical touch. That's like, they usually have like 1, 2, maybe even like a partial 3.
Mine is touch and words.
Yeah, words of affirmation. Yeah. Like for a lot of ladies I know, including myself, I enjoy quality time and acts of service. A lot of ladies like receiving gifts. I'm like, I'd rather, the gift is the time for me, sort of a thing. But again, go read the book or look at the book, or if you guys would like, we can do a book club next year, and for each episode or every other episode, we can kind of in the Get Raised section, I'll go over some of it with you, so you can kind of get a guided experience between this and I really wanted to do that with the 4 agreements.
I'm gonna write that down actually.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, why not?
Shit. Okay, well then.
It's worth mulling over.
Yes. See, producer, raise it up while the show. But no, I just wanted to put that in your ear.
What was it? I'm sorry. What?
This one, love languages.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
love languages, and kind of go over them.
Right. Okay.
I think the book is called Love Languages.
No, well, you said something about a book club, right?
I would do like a Get Raised. No, Wyann, this is a Get Raised. I would do a Raise 'em Up where I go through a lesson and help everyone kind of, listening and looking, go through something that might be a little more dense, sort of a thing. I'm not only a trained therapist, but I'm a college professor, and I've been an educator for, most of my adult life. Swear most of my adult life. Whoa. That was we're going to keep going forward. We don't got to go back. We're going to go forward. So, so that beautiful high Y revisited, if you will. That was high Y from episode 24 2.0. Nice. I hope that Styles Mike and the Faithful Cougher got something really nice from that conversation there, and we're moving and trucking right along to a Break It Down. Break It Down is where we uncover the genius in the hip hop culture and in hip hop music. And the song that we are looking at today comes from none other than songstress, but very hip hop. If you look at the videos, especially early 90s videos of this group called TLC, and they have a song called What About Your Friends? Friends, no D.
Right.
Yeah, N''S. What about your friends? Yes, this is TLC's, I want to say it's their first single. Don't quote me on that. No, their first single was I Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Yeah. Poor Chris. He's sitting here like, yeah, fuck it. Go ahead. Yeah, I know nothing about jazz.
Waterfalls. Okay.
Damn. Okay. No, but this is when they were.
Rap, by the way.
But what? On Waterfalls?
Hey man, that's just how I was living at that point. You know what I'm saying? I wrote them shits down. I wrote the whole shit down. That and Rapper's Delight, I wrote it down.
Shut the fuck up, Rapper's Delight.
I'm dead ass. 99 Jams, Miami, Florida, shout out 954, South
We're
Florida.
We're going to get to you in a second and get your whole, we'll understand where you come from.
TLC,
your little 808 world. 808. 808. Why every time he's on, I can't talk. I can't stand that.
Who taught you how to spoke?
Oh, Lord. Hey, shorty.
Who learned you how to spoke?
Sorry, guys. If you're listening, this
is how we rock in general anyway.
This episode is called What About Your Friends? But what y'all don't know is that Chris Cadenhead is literally like my best friend. Right. So I feel like so laid back. Y'all, if you're watching on YouTube, y'all know that this is one of the most laid back boys ever. So he's just like, hey, yo, shorty, I'm just chilling.
Get out of here.
And I'm just sitting here like, I'm usually like, whoop, whoop, pumped up and everything. And I'm sitting like, now I'm all like hella chill. Anyways, look, where was that coffee? So about the What About Your Friends, I wanted to talk about this, and this is all setting up this Wyann's Words of Wisdom, where we're really going to give you that answer to your... Is that my coffee for real?
No shit. Look at that. Ask and you shall... What? Come on. I bet that's just cold as fuck.
It's ice. It's iced coffee now.
I'm sorry, Ma. God... I was just telling Todd I have such a potty mouth. I'm sorry.
Do you?
Kind of. Anyway.
Okay, we'll
go
get...
Go
Yeah. So. Mama Connie, you will see all of the cussing in just a moment. So, in this What About Your Friends, I wanted to look at especially Lisa Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace. The lyrics here under her section of the song. This whole What About Your Friends song is one where you're kind of looking at the people that you call friends and who are around you a lot and all the time, and how somebody that you're with generally and who you think genuinely can harbor things like envy towards you. They'll say stuff like, going to Left Eye's part, she says, well, is it me or can it be I'm a little too friendly, so to speak? Hypothetically say I supply creativity to what others must take. I think it's mistake. They said must take in the lyrics. I think it's mistake. Mistake as a form of self-hate, only to make an enemy, which results in unfortunate destiny. They dog me out, then be right next to me.
Straight up.
That part. So, just saying, the individuals who are around you, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you call them your friends. We talked about this in not last episode, I believe it was the episode before that in 23, where we're looking at the No, that's a lie. It was just this last episode. 23 was with Wendy. Yeah, no. So it was episode 24 where we were talking about just how you look at the individuals around you, looking at where the love was. Remember we were talking about where's the love in hip hop sort of a thing. And recognizing that if you aren't fully aware of how you're standing in line with yourself, it's difficult then for you to know who's aligning with you and your true self, your authentic self outside of you. So the people that you're pulling into you, it might turn into something where, you know, these are individuals that say and claim that they're the people who hold you down, have your back, and things of this nature. But at the end of the day, there's deceit there, there's envy there, there's a secretly weighing in and praying for your downfall going on. And I only say that because the song outside of Left Eye's part ends up going into just because I'm what some choose to envy every now. Oh, my bad. Every now and then I get a little easy. I let a lot of people depend on me. I never thought they would ever deceive me. Don't you know when times got rough, I was standing on my own. Now, mind you, I also want to just point out, this has nothing to do with the point of this. Just this is a process for my songwriters out there. There's only a few songs that I know that became hits that didn't rhyme. And the most notable is Slow Down. I just want to get to know you. But don't turn around. Cause that pretty round thing look good to me. Show me the rhyme.
Straight up.
I saw you walking down on Melrose.
So
the melody is so strong. Yeah. Who gives a flying fuck? It literally sold itself, and it did. You can go through that song, just so you guys know. Go through the song. The words don't rhyme, but the melody was so strong. Dad says melody is king.
That's right. No, that's right.
Melody is king, but also recognize that it's dope when you're saying something too that. If the melody wasn't as strong as it was, just reading that right there, every now and then I get a little easy. I have a lot of people who depend on me, and I never thought that they would deceive me. But don't you know, when times got rough, I was standing on my own. Like that doesn't it doesn't rap well or it sings pretty because I tell you T-Boss's voice. I get a little easy. That's me, right? So it's easy to sing, right? So there goes for my creators that are listening from 1500 Sound Academy, especially. Hello. Also, when you have words that mean something, and that's why we are looking at and uncovering this genius that's right here in this particular verse about where are your friends? Because when you're alone and you're going through the roughest parts of your life, if those are the times when you can see that you were standing by your damn self, well, they say, if you can do bad all by yourself, why you need an audience? Why you need an audience in that case, sort of a thing. So I hope that the people around you are the ones that are seeking to help you, lift you, and pull you up. But it's just hard to know if they're around you for genuine reasons if you don't know that you've acquired these people and made connections with these people when you were being your genuine self. That's what I mean to say. More on that in the Wyann's Words of Wisdom. We're going to take a pause for the cause so that we can get to a Get Raised with Chris Cadenhead. Chris Cadenhead, like I said. You're not making me rhyme?
Nice one.
Chris Cadenhead, just like I said, bald head and pee in the bed. No, but no, the thing is this. Chris Cadenhead is, like I say, a gentleman that I met in 2013. Shortly thereafter, he moved to Los Angeles. He has been a creative partner to me ever since I met him. Like, from the moment we met.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
From the moment we met.
Straight up.
From the moment we met, we started creating together. And to this day, it's only expanded as we now have a podcast together. And while he enjoys me being the pretty face of the podcast, and I get to bring up all the topics and things like that, every piece of equipment, every form of light that you see in here, all of the set design is my assistants, the Angels. That's their names, the Angels. But Chris Cadenhead is almost everything, even down to today is the anniversary of when I bought my car in 2016. And talk about what about your friends? This gentleman helped me see worth in myself that I didn't necessarily find readily, just off the bat. And he convinced me to get the type of car that I currently own when I was going for something that, in my opinion, I was like, well, no, this is quaint, this is cool, this is nice, this is, I was going for this humble thing, and you were like, there's nothing wrong with you matching your fly of everyone you're around. Be the part. Why? This is you. This is your world. And I really just enjoy when you have real individuals around you who fuck with you really. They understand you really. They look forward to you evolving, whether they are benefiting directly from you ascending in your place in life or not. These are the types of individuals that I'll talk more about in my Wyann's Words of Wisdom, and that I would pray each of you had a Chris Cadenhead in your life. You understand? So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our podcast for the first time in the front of the camera, Christopher Cadenhead.
And the crowd goes mild.
Yeah, these are all the mics that I'm trying to give yeah.
Like old cartoons back in the day.
Yes, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and the flowers on the stage. Yeah.
Panties. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
No.
Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. All right, what's the question?
Hello?
Yeah.
No.
Anyone?
Yeah, anyone? Name takers? Yeah, okay, all right. Single, ready to mingle. But no.
James Brown, remember that interview? That's classic. Yes, I'm single, ready to mingle. Yeah, that's the greatest shit of all time.
That James Brown interview is
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious. Katie, how do you feel about being in front of the camera for one of the first times that I know you to be?
Well, on this, for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, on the show, for
on
sure.
This, yeah, for sure. No, it's fantastic. What? I just swallowed it's fantastic, but yeah. That was whack. Anyway, yeah, no, it's all good, man. I'm happy to be here, you know what I'm saying?
You are one of the most laid back energies ever that I've ever encountered.
Is that certain?
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't say that in a negative way at all.
No, none taken.
Yeah.
None taken.
Yeah. You are literally
I'm my
chill.
dad's son, so that makes all the sense. And his dad, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, super laid back.
Mom is a little more pumped. Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, but even then, her pumped is like, in comparison to whatever. Damn, I feel sorry for somebody whose name is Karen. I was just gonna say Karen. I don't know why, but whatever. Just like any person.
As a white man saying Karen. Spoiler alert for everybody who's only listening and not watching the show of our podcast on YouTube. Chris is white. Hella white.
It's funny. I was talking to someone on the phone. Was like, man, listen, with all due respect, you sound black. I was like, bro, you know what? Because the thing is, when I was 18 years old, I went to Tallahassee to go to school for a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was gonna start playing at this church. My homeboy Dean, shout out Dean Douglas, what's up, baby? He introduced me to a particular person, and we were coordinating her coming to pick me up from the crib. Whatever. She knocked on the door, and I said, "Hey, LaShonda." She's like, "Yes." She's like, "I'm here for Chris." I'm like, "I'm Chris." Oh, sorry. I thought you were black. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my Chris
Cadenhead,
we thought you were black story is when he first moved here in 2013, and he was about to get a gig at a church in Pasadena, and the musical director for the church, or the person that was just putting everything together, I don't know, I don't know if that's the musical director, but it's a lady, and she was speaking to him, and when they kind of how you have that moment where you talk with someone and it's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I was at that thing on Thursday. Oh, whoa, I was at that thing on Thursday. That's crazy. Yeah, I was there I was there in that section and everything. It's like, yeah. Until Chris says, yeah, I was the white guy and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, wait, who's white? What are you talking about? And he goes, no, I was So back on Thursday, yeah. And in that section, yeah. So the white guy that was standing there, she says, but who's white? This is on speaker in your Nitro, if you remember this. I remember vividly. And I'm in the passenger seat, trying not to laugh my ass off. And he said, me, I'm white. She says, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, no, I'm not sorry. And people don't even know what to say. It catches them so off guard. However, yes, Christopher Cadenhead is a beautiful white man who is on this show. And just so we know, I don't know, been Dave 4, who does the sound for this show. He's also a white man. And these are two beautiful individuals who make sure that we bring you a podcast from a black woman that first serves black men in hip hop and then everyone else who we reach. And we want to reach each and every one of you. But as we've told our Genesis story more than once, our story began at the request of young black aspiring scholars as well as hip hop listeners. So black men in the Ujima program. Shouts out to Ujima PCC at Pasadena City College. So I guess my first question would just be simply, how does it feel to work on a show as a white man where a black woman speaks first to black men and then to everyone else who listens on a hip hop show as a jazz / gospel, like you have a gospel background and upbringing, and you're bailiwick, if you will. I don't know why that was the first word that came to me, but that's a real word that means your specialty. It was an SAT word. I don't know why my brain just went to that.
That's new for me.
Yeah.
I like it. What's it?
Bailiwick.
Bailiwick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
BALIWICK.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I don't know why that was the first word that came.
No, I'm into it.
But your specialty is jazz. You are a jazz artist, as well as, a musician of all things. You're a jack of all trades, really, in the creative world, including cooking. We'll get on that in just a moment. How does it feel to... Where's the fucking pie? Don't worry, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Don't do me like that.
But what does it feel like? What does it feel like to work on this show?
Well, I mean, it's the conversations that you're having with these people, these people, and the information that you're giving is very important.
Right.
It's very important. So, and it is underserved. I feel like, this particular subject matter that we've covered in 2 years that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, it's some heavy shit, man. And the information needs to be spread. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
It's really important, and I'm very grateful to,
Yeah.
to have a small part in, to play.
Have you learned anything on this show while we've been doing it? Like, just you
Absolutely.
edit it, so you probably are with the information
I stay
most.
with it. I stay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meditate on it. You know what I mean? And I have to listen to it and watch it. Over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. No, it's yeah. I love your outlook, on life, and you have a wealth of experience and knowledge, on your journey. You know what I mean? That other people, may know, may not know. You know what I'm saying? But your perspective is unique, which is dope.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
And thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. But the other part is, whatever. I just do it because I fuck with you anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, how does it feel? It's dope. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is, to support you and your endeavors, and because, like I said, it's just important.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show the audience your shirt.
Sure.
For our listeners, his shirt says, "If you want to change the system, speak up. White silence is pro-racism." I just wanted to let everyone know that I fuck with that shirt. And speaking of shirts and things, I wanted to know if you could tell our listeners, our loves out there, your voting in 2020 story.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm voting. I'm standing in line, and like, I'm on the phone talking to somebody or whatever, and I hear some commotion. I see some people talking, so I press mute, or I take one out, and I hear some of the workers saying, "Ain't nothing wrong with his shirt. What's wrong with his shirt? He can't," So I have my Black Lives Matter shirt on, and I guess this white lady got outraged because you're not supposed to have a shirt, like a campaigning shirt.
Right. Campaigning.
Yeah, campaigning shirt. Yeah, which. But I want to be very delicate, with this, because a lot of my peers and family, especially, a lot of my white friends and people don't really know anything about any of this, including Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? So I first want to have that cleared up. Like
please.
Because
please.
because a lot of conversations that I've heard from within my circle, and extended family and these sorts of things,
right?
There's a negative connotation around Black Lives Matter for numerous amounts of reasons, right? But I feel like, and this could be me, but this is my opinion. But what I feel like is the perception is that Black Lives Matter is another. It's like another form of flying the rebel flag in the South, or it's like some sort of I don't know, some sort of, there's a weird stigma around it, and I want to ask you.
Also, mind you, where you come from is the South.
Yeah,
from
just
Alabama. A little bit.
Yeah, I know, from in the deep woods. I was born in Florida, but I was raised, in my entire family is there. So that's,
You said that you wanted
But I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Black Lives Matter, what it means to me.
And the shirt, you know what I mean, and this, because the way the font is, like, it's very specific, you know what I mean. So like what would you say is an accurate representation? Of that.
I would say to someone who was looking to learn, and I notice how I preface that. I'm gonna preface what I would describe as the Black Lives Matter movement to a person looking to learn. Saying that because there are certain people who have their mind made up. Black Lives Matter is a black terrorist group. Some people feel that way. And that's how they look at things. And when they think that way, my job on earth is not to change anybody's mind. If that's what you'd like to think, I want you to think that and live the happiest life with as much love and prosperity as can be afforded to you while you think that. Just think that over there on your own time. If someone were genuinely asking me, what does Black Lives Matter mean? The statement is simple. That people with more melanin in their skin, who have historically in U.S. culture have been called black, before that called colored, before that called Negro, before that called nigger, and anything else. If we want to go racial slurs, jigaboo, nigger, coon, tar baby, whatever, any of those things. And I say that because if we're talking to people who have less contact with black individuals and they have a certain way that they've thought of black people, just to let you know, any of those names, any of that stuff is talking about a black American who is a descendant of a slave in this country. Black people, descendants of slaves in this country, have at length experienced social inequality and social injustice. One of the classes at PCC, Cinema 7A, they talk about the earliest forms of cinema. If you had kept your major as film, you would have had to take this class probably if you were at PCC and everything. And I'm talking to Todd, who is our other correspondent. Todd is holding it down while Chris is over here. Onette is one of the angels, so she has to be here. Whenever I wake up, she has to be alive for me because she's my left brain. And Susie is my right. Oh, goodness, if she's my right. I love these girls. Anyways, but Todd is now at LA Film and Recording School, but he started out as Ujima. He started out as my tutoree, from when he was freaking just turning 15 years old. But anyways, I digress. There's a history of inequality in this country. The first time blacks were ever depicted in film, as evidenced in Cinema 7A, there was a movie called The Birth of a Nation. The Birth of a Nation depicts, for the first time, black people on film. They depict slaves looking to be free from slavery as the villains, and the Ku Klux Klan as the protagonist or the heroes. So since the very beginning of the image of seeing black people to the masses, if you didn't know a black person personally, the first time that image was broadcasted to the world, they saw black men especially as rapists, uncontrolled, wild mandingo, ultra violent, untamable savages since the beginning. And that's only been a message that's been furthered with how justice rulings have occurred for black people in this country, how people are depicted in radio, television, and film, who gets promoted, when they get promoted, who's allowed into schools, what schools allow certain types of people. It goes so deep. That's why we call it white privilege. It's such a privilege that what Paul Mooney says, some people have the complexion for the protection. They've never had to consider when they get pulled over for a taillight being out, if they will make it back home alive or not. To
their family, that's the one I always use, about defining privilege.
You will never have to think of it.
The other thing about privilege, the most clear way is that I think, is when you're scrolling through your social media feed,
yes,
and you see a very disturbing image of bulging eyes with a throat with a knee in the
which I can't
mouth.
even see anymore.
No, and I want to ask you about that in a minute.
Please.
The ability to scroll past it, you know what I mean, and then just move on, that's ultimate white privilege. I get, and I'm still conflicted because clearly, I'm not black, you know what I'm saying? But I feel so close, you know what I mean, to my brothers and sisters, in the community and the culture, but, I'm clearly not black. So I feel a little bit conflicted when it comes to as much as I'm, what's the best way to say it? As much of a proponent for equality that I am, still, there's it's got to be, we just have to be aware that, I'm still able to scroll past it.
Yeah.
It fucks me up every time.
Yeah.
But the fact that the next day I get to wake up and do my workout and nothing ever fucking happened. You know what I'm saying? That is a privilege.
Yeah.
And that's what white privilege... And so it's not that, white privilege makes me any better or well... it's not
depending on who you're asking. By the way, not you yourself, but I'm saying
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. White privilege isn't that I get. I'm a bad person because of it.
No,
you know what I mean.
And that's what I
important.
think. A lot of white people, when they're made aware of that privilege of the complexion for the protection type of thing, when they're made aware of it, it's almost like, well, I didn't ask to be born white. I didn't do this. I shouldn't have to suffer because I shouldn't. And it's like, honey. And the reality is, in this whole thing that we're living in, this tapestry called America, this entire thing that we're living together, the reality is where it's a privilege that you can think about the I, where as people of color in general, black people specifically, we've historically not only had to think about what does Ujima stand for? What does Ujima mean in Swahili?
Collective work and responsibility.
Collective work and responsibility. We've always had to almost think in teams of community in order to make things work. And I'm not saying that we've had to because we can't stand on our own, but because there's so much strength in the union of people. It's almost like in the Bible, when two or more are gathered, I'm in the midst. You see what I'm saying? It's not to say that an individual black person can't be or do. I think Michelle Obama alone probably dispels that myth. Oprah Winfrey alone dispels that myth. Ava DuVernay alone dispels that myth. You have you have so many black figures alone that can dispel that myth that black people can't stand as individuals alone. And I like to use women because in a patriarchal society of where white male dominance occurs, they see women as so worthless usually. Right. So I like to show that black woman thing, but that goes into a whole nother conversation. One of the reasons why this podcast is so focused on not the adolescent, but the rap listener, the hip hop proponent, cultural member called the black male in this country is because when you think of helping out someone black, it generally is the woman, and in an intentional attempt. Look at all those
That's
vowels.
crazy. That's a mouthful.
In an intentional attempt to keep a black man ahead of home down here, because they figure if we can keep him down, I don't care how high she gets, when she goes to wants to marry him, the quality of the family has to go back down.
I never thought about that.
Cause he doesn't take her name. She takes his. So that goes to cultural anthropology, right? That's a whole separate one. Guys, I'm like real time smart. This is like, I try to keep it, I try to shut down as much of these parts of my brain so I can just give you guys this podcast on the hip hop, what about your friends type level. But when y'all want to one day have a deep, like go all the way in, if you want to really do this post-traumatic slave thing, if y'all want to really talk about privilege and not indict anybody, just have a conversation, an educational, didactic conversation about this, we can do that, bro. And I'm trying not to make it now. All of this is still trying to answer, what does Black Lives Matter mean to someone who cares to listen? Let me make it even shorter. Let me give y'all a soundbite. Black Lives Matter means to me that when we're looking at justice, we're not looking at just us. When we are looking at equality means giving a white man, a white woman, a black man, and a black woman, each of them $5. But you got to realize the black woman might have only had $3 to start with. The black man may have only had $7 to start with. The white woman may have only had $9 to start with, and the white man may have had $40 to start with. So equality says, I'll give each of you $5. It keeps the disparity with $5 extra on it. So when I hear Black Lives Matter, I see equity. Equity says, white man, we don't want you to come down off your $40 if that's where you are in life. We don't want you to come down off that. But at the same time, you should be able to have your 40 plus interest, whatever you want, while each of these other demographics, white woman, black man, black woman, haven't even gotten into every other person of color or LGBTQ plus community. We're not even going there yet. Just those 4 demographics, that they can actually stand on a plane and look at everyone eye to eye. And not feel like anybody is being dissed because of it. If someone gets killed by the police go to jail. Or if someone gets murdered, the murderer goes to jail. If you happen to be a police officer, it includes you because that would be equitable, right?
Right.
If you have if certain practices are covered under healthcare that men generally get. Let's say a vasectomy. Only a man gets a vasectomy. It's the cutting of your bollular things so that you don't have to have. If that is covered, bollulars, that's amazing. If that is covered under healthcare, then me getting my tubes tied should be covered too. Because that's equitable. But there have been practices where a woman is denied certain things, where a man can have certain things covered. Those are the equitable types of practices I'm talking about. Black Lives Matter, when I hear it, says we're recognized like our lives matter too, despite the legacy of discrimination on a racial basis that's happened in this country. That's what Black Lives Matter means to me.
That's correct. And thank you for that.
That's a thousand years.
I've never, no, it's all good. No, I never thought about some of those things in that way, and the response of all lives matter to me, that's a given.
We know that.
Yeah, that's a given. That's correct. Everyone's life matter. Yeah. Yeah. But right now, when black women are asleep, you know what I mean? Like that. That's the reason for. You know what I mean? Like so. That's what it means. So the reason for us saying that, the fact that Black Lives Matter, it has zero to do with superiority or any sort of, you know what I mean? Like it's zero with that. And more to do with, police.
And wanting to be seen as humans. Wanting to be... Shit.
Police brutality,
baby, just... Imagine if the police were killing dogs PETA would be in a fucking what?
Yeah,
this
Tanya's
whole
being a wild-
PETA
no,
would have
sure.
been turned this whole country upside down if a dog or a cat was getting killed.
The fact,
you know what I'm saying?
and the fact that black folk have to create these fucking
comparisons
things
to make people understand.
And to fight is hard. You know, what I mean, I don't know. It's been going on since the beginning of time.
And that's where I want to scroll past. Because of all the things that... Just trying to explain it in this one question. This is one of your questions, by the way.
That's crazy. All right, let's move on.
Just trying to explain... Well, no, you were saying that you wore the Black Lives Matter shirt.
Yes.
For voting.
Yes, thank you. So, no, I told the story. Yeah, I came up and the lady was like, he can't protest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like his shirts or whatever. Her feelings
the white woman said that I don't like his shirt at the polls.
Yeah, my Black Lives Matter shirt. Yeah, and the older black lady employee was like, ain't nothing wrong with his shirt. You do. I was like, that's right. I'm just doing my shit. Right. But so just if you have the great fortune of hearing, if not this conversation, conversations like these. Right. So I'm speaking to my fellow white people. Please, allow it, man. Let's allow it to, empower us in a knowledge sense. You know what I mean? So that we don't end up like the lady who got butthurt because the shirt that I was wearing triggered her. You know what I mean? Like
while you were doing your American civic duty.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Like let's just. And the whole reason about I know the shirt is a bold statement. First of all, I don't care because it's more of a conversation starter than an actual. You know what I mean? Like I don't go as hard as this shirt may come across. You know what I mean? I do believe in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But,
absolutely.
But yeah, it's just like people ask me or get weird looks or whatever. Right. Thankfully, no one's ever said anything. But but it's a conversation starter like these. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. Just how important it is to.
I just thought I love that you were both you and Dave Ford, who are other head on this show. He wore his Black Lives Matter
really? I didn't
shirt.
know.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh, it was on Facebook. Yeah. He wore his Black Lives Matter shirt to go vote in Bakersfield, California, as well. Where they're not too long after the 3 killings that were kind of more national news between Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. Then there started to be hangings. And one of the first spaces and places that people were found, I think one was in either Bakersfield, where Dave is. Something like that had happened out there. If it wasn't one of the lynchings, it was something else. But it was just like, he's like, I'm not here for the fuck shit. And Dave Ford does not play. If any of you have the pleasure of following Dave Ford, he puts it he puts it down. It's pretty awesome. I also wanted to know, what's the biggest lesson that you feel you've learned in 2020 as we're wrapping up this year, being on this show and doing everything that we're doing now? What do you think the biggest lesson is?
I don't know about the biggest, but today, where I'm at right now, the thing that's like resonated with me the most is the fact that taking risks is extremely, extremely important.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel very full with gratitude. I've told you, I feel very full with gratitude. You know what I mean, about my journey and where God has positioned me and where I'm at. And because shit can be worse.
Yeah.
We could be dead. You know what I'm saying? And I just, that's just where I start. You know what I mean? Before any questions or anytime I think about lessons, I'm just like, I just start the day with gratitude. You didn't ask, but that's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm just thinking about, I went through a crazy transition this year, and it's all for the better. You know what I mean? And but it got super dark, like early June.
Yeah.
With COVID and zero work and no savings and all this, it got really dark there. But thank the Lord I made it out, you know what I mean? And I'm in a much better headspace, and I have a job, and just it's just crazy. So but I wouldn't be in a position where I'm at now if I didn't take basically like uproot my entire situation. You know what I mean? Like, and and I think we talked about this on the phone last time we talked, like how important it is to uproot a tree and plant the shit in a completely different, you know what I mean? And the root symbolizing our lives, you know what I mean? If there's something that I put it like this, man. A lot of people had dreams. A lot of people had shit they wanted to do in the summer, you know what I'm saying? But they're not here because they died of COVID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So them folk didn't get to pursue the endeavors that they were envisioning in their minds. Yeah. So I count it an extreme privilege, you know what I mean, to still be here. And and therefore, I believe that it is our duty to push ourselves to the extreme. See what we can do, because I tell you one thing, I'm not gonna be on my deathbed and think about COVID, talking about I wish I would have. No,
ain't no wish.
Get out. Now, mind you, there are things that I'm still like, I wish I should have been doing that by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But what I am doing is trusting my gut instinct.
Yes, sir.
And I'm trusting the lessons that the universe, God, Spirit, the universe has showed me. For example, when I left Florida and moved to LA. Mind you, I had a touring job, and it was the transition was like a lot easier because of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I didn't have a savings, or I didn't have it was really rocky. Like I came out here with this certain cash in my pocket to last me, and that was it. I didn't really know, you know what I'm saying? But then 2 weeks later, I got 2 steady gigs. You know what I mean? That lasted like 4 or 5 years.
I was
but that's right.
I got to see it in real life.
That's right. Yeah. So just based off of that, I realized, as an aside, I grew up in the Christian faith. You know what I mean? I still consider God my source, although I don't practice certain religious the rituals.
More spiritual.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I still so my universe, my higher power, the Creator, I call God. So but anyway, so basically that's to say, me trusting God, that like, listen, I've worked my ass off to this point, spent some 10,000 hours, done this, I've done the work to carve the rock that you gave me, that God gave me, into, a polished, stone, which is I'm still polishing every single day, but it has fed me and my family for some time, you know what I mean? So based on my past, I was able to say, okay, well, it's proven that if I trust my instinct, this is gonna be dope right here. All right, so let me try that, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna take a risk, because all I know is it's worked before, so I'm gonna just try it. There's a great chance that it might not work out. Matter of fact, with COVID, it's a 50-50.
Right,
you know what I'm saying, at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But like I say, the reason why I brought up the dark thing, because I was like, yo, is this word? Is this what's up?
Is this it?
Is this is this what's happening? So I just somehow came up out of it, and just took some risks, you know what I mean, and set certain shit up, and because of that, I'm in a good space.
You know what I hear when I hear you say that part of your story, especially for what you've kind of learned in 2020. I hear when things are spiraling in a direction that you don't plan for them to go, or you're not gaining a lot of joy from the direction that it's going. There are certain times you can kind of nudge your life and it gets back on track. But as you and I both know, especially as creators, depression is real.
That's right.
Anxiety is real. Mental health is real. Different things that you're going through. When you can feel that spiral continue to go the way that it's going, it's almost like what you did was a hard reset. You stopped the momentum of the direction that you saw it going where you weren't gaining joy. And you said, you know what? Something is better than nothing. I got to try something.
Right.
Because I can see with doing nothing, I'm going to keep spiraling. And who knows what's at the end of this, and I don't want to find out. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to be active in my life. You picked up and you did what was good and best for you. You didn't know what exactly the results of it was going to be, but that's where your trust and your faith and your allowance of allowing God, allowing the universe, allowing life to guide you on its little journey.
Yeah.
That's what you, in my opinion, that's what I heard.
No doubt.
That's what I heard from
that
what you just
resonates
said.
with me. No, sure, exactly. And you know, speaking of you know of flow, you know, a lot of we talk about this also. A lot of people say, you know, like, what is your 5-year plan? What is your 10?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying not to die from the damn Rona. I'm trying, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be the best that I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? To today. Now, of course, career, listen, what I've learned is that we can plan all we want to and follow the shit to a T, but shit's not gonna work out the way that you write it down.
Sometimes doesn't.
You know,
Sometimes
not 100, not every single detail that if you get now I do believe in visualization and drawing, you know what I mean, the universe
Thank
into
you for
you.
saying that. You just made me remember something.
Yeah, you know, so I believe that is a real thing for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the greater point that I'm trying to get across is that if you have an idea, and you envision a path to the creation of the idea, the birthing of the idea, you know, what's worked for me and what I suggest, my mentor says, take advice, but don't take advice because you got to go through your own thing. So, you know, don't be alarmed if it doesn't work out, if it takes a different way, if it takes 215 instead of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You're
so Florida about it.
No,
that's 215 is right here.
That's
I'm so sorry.
Here,
no, I got it.
Well, if you want to be 40, you ain't got to take 836 or 95. You know
95.
Like,
that's what I thought.
95,
That's what I thought.
That's the main one. That's the main one.
215 is the big.
Just be, you know what I'm saying? Be open. And as a matter of fact, isn't life about the day-to-day journey?
Yep.
Instead of the end result? What happens if we don't get to the end result? You know what I mean? Like do you like? I don't know. I myself am finally able to peek over the fence of insecurity and I've been doing a lot of healing lately. You know what I mean? So certain things are allowing me to my glasses are a little cleaner in certain certain respects through self work and and patience and this type of thing. But but I've always allowed, the universe to kind of unfold as I'm, whatever my instinctual, moves are to be made. I just go with it. I just go with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for some weird reason, like every one of those little tentacles has birthed opportunities. Yeah. Money. You know what I mean? Relationships that I still have. You know what I mean? Like you just never know what comes. You know what I mean? But if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't go with the flow, it sounds super cliche, but there's this Taoism and the flow. There's a certain, it's an ideology, the flow. In terms of path of least resistance, we talk about this. So you know what I mean? So when you tap into the flow or like a river, you know what I mean? And you go with the rock. You know what I mean? You don't No, you just float. You float right over the rock. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just allow it, like a little stream. You know what I mean? It's important to be very jovial about the whole process. You know what I'm saying? Because it's beautiful. Life is beautiful. Everybody's like, oh, look at this, a happy-go-lucky, corny motherfucker. Whatever. That's how I'm vibrating. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like life is real. Just because the shit that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My brother with this cruel fucking disease and all that.
Right.
God has shown me so many instances, where life is fucking precious.
Yeah, it is.
So you better understand.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to get too emotional.
No.
Just live. That's all I'm trying to say.
One of the things that he said right now about allowing things to flow and go, and he doesn't sometimes know where the end is going to be, but he just allows himself to go there. It's 1,000,000,000% one of the reasons why he is an amazing creator, because he doesn't strangle the process. He just turns on a clicker and just puts the damn sounds on, and then so being his creative partner as a person who has a well-developed left brain all logic, right brain artistic, right? But the left brain logic, I taught math for a very long time. You know, I'm good at I could have been a lawyer type of thing, like argumentative, logical, 1 + 2 + 3 can give you the next, you know, that's my brain and how I reason. This dude, yo, and his flow it's I look at it and I find it remarkable, because I'm like, you did what? You just picked up and did what? Like, you can pick up, when you pick up a guitar, pitch it to a whole separate key that guitars aren't supposed to be in, apparently.
Alternate tuning.
That part. See, he knows all the words. Mm-hmm. And he just strums something. He'll be like, ooh, that was random. And then next thing you know...
Happy accidents, I like to call them.
But I feel like a lot of Chris's creation comes by way of these happy accidents. So what happens is, the way that my brain creates, and this is leading me up to my next question for him, the way that my brain creates is, it doesn't see an accident, obviously. So he makes he gives me the parameters, because you get to do the exploration on your side, and you show me my confines might be in picking a key. Okay, that's my confines, because now I know I can't sing certain notes to stay in this key, because music is scientific in that way. You know, it's mathematical in that way, sort of. So then when it comes to math, now Wyann gets all amped up again, right? So then I know that my melody can only be here. When I hear a certain melody, there's certain words that go and flow better in there. And then the writer in me, she's like, okay, let's go. What we doing, sort of a thing. So Chris as a creative partner it's just my favorite shit, number one. And it's a gift. He is a gift. He is my gift, okay? Talk about what about your friends. This is my friend.
Feelings mutual.
Yes, this is a real friend. He doesn't even know how much, because last December I had Terrace Martin, who has a birthday in December on, and Chris Cadenhead is also a December baby.
Wait a minute, T is a Sagittarius?
No, Capricorn.
Oh, okay. Oh, it must be later.
After 28.
28
is Terrace. And,
boy, let me see.
And this is 12/12. And Chris didn't know I got him a gift.
Man, come on, man. Why you doing this? Really?
Open.
See? She out here, man.
Show him what it is. Our favorite coffee. Phil's past.
Come on, autofocus. I can't tell. But anyway, yeah. Yay. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, man.
It's especially different.
And I went to Target looking for these things, man.
Nah.
You said they was in there. No? Okay.
I know.
All
I
right.
got you. That's see? Man.
Come on, man. See?
So,
right there.
Yeah, we got him. We got him. No, she helped me get
on that, really? See?
Yeah, she was in on it. She was in on it. So, no. I figured I wanted to ask Chris a random question, which is, what is the favorite song we've worked on?
Oh, that's easy. That's fucking easy.
What?
That's easy. Crazy.
Crazy is your favorite?
Crazy. Yeah, of all time. And I'll tell you why. Because, well, it's unreleased. I was
gonna say, yeah, I'm like, we can't even do it as a duet.
But that's selfish. Oh well, yeah, maybe, yeah, we could, but no, not that one. But well, okay, I have two favorites. One is Scales.
I love Scales.
Because less me, more you. Like, we wrote the song. I like the chords.
Right
fine.
There.
Yeah, I wrote the chords fine. But when you came to the studio in Burbank after you had left Chalice working with, you know what I'm saying? T and all them, yeah.
That was to Pimp a Butterfly session.
Mm-hmm.
That was, yep.
This woman gonna come over to the studio, and you know what I mean? And she getting ready to lay the reference or whatever. First take.
Only take.
only take, well, right, because in that particular studio we had moved, and my business partner Robert Lee was like, I was like, yo, is this on the computer? He's like, nah, I did a backup. I'm like, got to be more careful. But anyway,
Literally.
so but whatever. So
the only version of that song that exists is the one that's released, and that's what I did in one take.
And poor Kendall, shout out to Kendall Gilder, who played the guitar on there. He was like, bro, I want to do this over. And like, sorry.
No, ain't no doing no.
Yeah, I want you to too, but we don't have the session.
There's no session.
So, whatever, but like, you know.
But that's how we love Dave Ford, because he made that sound.
Yeah.
As amazing as it could, right? Because it was a 2-track.
For sure, that's right. Yeah. And so that's why that's my favorite, because you're a beast, and you no, but you really know what it was. I've never even met your auntie, but I sensed that Sheila was on the microphone.
Auntie Sheila.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
So so I don't know. I don't know. I just feel very privileged that I was able to witness whatever. I mean, it's a one take record. I don't know. I get excited about excited about little shit. You know what I mean? And that's exciting to me because
that's literally one of my favorite stuff.
Well, yeah, but you know why? Because that means the shit was authentic. And everything that you know what I mean? Like we weren't, so an education moment. There are two ways that the records get made. Recordings. The first way is, we come up with an idea. Yeah. Everyone lays their part separately. If they mess up, they go back and what's called overdub. You know what I mean? Fill in the spaces that they messed up, whatever, boom, boom, boom. And it's like Legos. And then once you build all the Legos, you have a dope little statue. Great.
Right.
The other way is everybody's in the same room at the same time. And when the engineer presses record, everybody performs together, and you capture a performance, and whatever's on that performance, with whatever is on the tape, that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? So
that's how our favorite stuff, like back in the day.
That's right.
More how that was done.
And I'm a bit old school in that old school. No, I'm a bit romantic. I have romantic thoughts about that process because it's the most authentic to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm drawn to the most. But so witnessing you in that moment was like, oh yeah, I already know. Yeah, so it was hella dope. So that and Crazy, which is super unreleased.
Yeah, it's on my album. So give us a second.
Yeah, and what I did was like, I came up with this chord progression, and I'm over here like, I'm gonna get her. She ain't gonna know what the hell to do with this. And then she comes up with this melody that fits somehow like flawlessly over it. And I'm like, okay, I feel it. So ever since then, I'm like, bro. So that's when I was like, yo, learn these jazz standards, like, because because you got it going on. You got something else happening inside. Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway,
I love it.
That's the vibe.
I love it. And Crazy. Crazy makes me happy. Crazy makes me very happy. And I hope you guys enjoyed the ride, because I had a totally separate little. I'm not even gonna show you in case I can use those later.
Sure.
But even just for our own personal conversations and everything, right?
No doubt.
Get some of that good stuff going. But I loved everything that just happened right now. So Wyann's words of wisdom.
Are you about to sign out? Okay, hold on. Let me say one thing. For some reason, I feel compelled to say something. I was having a conversation with a dear friend. You know what I mean? Who was having like second thoughts about interactions with with people and their own like inner sanctity or headspace. Like I don't know, man. This resounding theme has been going on in my circle of friends, and with me too. And what it is this, like, let's take relationships. Let's take a marriage, for example.
Okay.
Husband and wife.
Yeah.
The only information that has any bearing on that relationship is the information that is exchanged between the husband and the wife.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because at night, You know what I mean? Y'all two are the only ones in that motherfucking bed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and the people who have opinions,
right?
You know, about whatever scenario it might be. They're telling you their opinion. That's gonna last 10 minutes. They're gonna forget about it, living their life. You're gonna be over here, you know what I mean, taking that to heart, and the monkey brain and the insecurities, you know, and they transform it into this, you know, weird, ugly monster, you know what I mean, and that's consuming you, and you bring it up to them 2 months later, and like, oh, I forgot about that. Bruh, are you kidding me?
Where did that? Well, no, I don't want to.
No. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with a relationship. But
no, just in general. But
So, but the moral of the story is, mother, fuck them, okay?
All of them.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Because the people who are not in your direct sphere and who don't ride with you heavy.
Yep.
When you're eating your bowl of soup or you're taking a drive, they're nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have any bearing on your day to day. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so two things. One, fuck them all. Two, forgiveness.
Ooh,
and compassion. Forgiveness and compassion. You know, are two things that go hand in hand. And I'm gonna say this: when forgiveness is, when you forgive somebody, that's not for them. That's for you. When you forgive somebody, that's for you. You know why? Because when you don't forgive, you're the one that's in bondage. Not the other. Like I say, the other person told you all this shit that you don't got up in arms about, and they off doing their shit, having a fucking picnic. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't thinking about you, and you over here up in arms. I don't know why I'm so passionate about it, but it resonates with me because you know what I'm saying. I've come a long way in this, you know, regard, but it's still so. Sure, I'm preaching to myself because we learn 90% of what we teach, and if I hear myself, I'm teaching myself, that type of thing.
Faith comes by here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that. But if somebody needs to hear this, listen. Do you, sweetheart? Yeah. Do you, my boy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nobody. You are the only person who has control over your life.
Period.
Not your. If you're living on your own, you know what I'm saying. Not your mama. Mm-hmm. Not your pappy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying. Not Ray. You know what I'm saying. Not even them. You know what I'm saying. Like. To keep it lighthearted, but look, man. Find your inner peace.
Yes, sir.
Breathe. Look up Wim Hof. Cop some of that. Breathe. You know what I mean? Get some oxygen to the lungs. Go in nature. Whatever you got to do. And this is part of the thing I'm talking about, where it was like I was like damn near depressed almost.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah, in June and all this type of thing. Like, listen. We're the only ones. We're the only ones who control how we respond to what we feel. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you say, feeling is involuntary. It's okay to feel whatever sort of feelings that, if you have an interaction with someone, it's okay to feel those feelings. But realize that those are feelings only, and they're not you. Like, you are not your feelings. You say this all the time. I actually copped that from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, yeah, sweetheart, my boy, just do you. And keep that fuck it switch handy.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna need to turn it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the only way, to protect your inner peace, which is so valuable. It is. There's nothing. Let me tell it on December. What's today's date?
Right.
Wait a minute. On December 19th, your inner peace is like gold. Okay. Whatever you got to do to protect that, even if you live with somebody, like look here.
Yeah, right.
Thursday at 12 o'clock, go for a drive, take the kids. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna smoke a fat ass J. I'm gonna get my glass of rosé. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Look here. Whatever your thing is, listen. Do that on a regular fucking basis. Schedule that in. You know what I'm saying? Because that is so. Yes, that's really important, man.
Yes,
it's really important. So I don't know who need to hear that. Maybe it's me, but
I like that.
Yeah. So
Hey,
anyway.
I wanted him to make sure he get, and I didn't know that was coming.
I didn't either. That's
trust me. I'm like, look, hey, get yours off. Look, Todd over here, like, I needed that actually.
Oh, you crazy. Yeah.
Look, go up, Todd. But no, you haven't heard the Wyann's words of wisdom. You don't read these. So it's just so funny because check what this says. And you could not have known. Mm-hmm. You didn't see this before this episode. So what about your friends, y'all? And what about your friends? Your friends are important because they are members of what we call, in a therapeutic sense, your support system. Your support system includes the people closest to you, maybe the 5 to 10 closest individuals that you maybe identify with or are around the most. These are the places where you feel safe when you go there and things of that nature. So the thing is, you have people around you so that you can remember who you are when you forget. Because we don't know what life brings. None of us anticipated a global pandemic. None of us expected a social reckoning where race was concerned for an entire year. Someone said 2020 is a rough decade.
Yeah. Basically, Bruh. Straight up. That's what it feels like, for sure.
So, the vibe being this. Wyann's words of wisdom. I want you to recognize real mirrors versus Funhouse mirrors. I'll explain. 2020, this entire year on this podcast, we've talked a lot about the self. Knowing who you are so we can know who and how others are to be around us. If we set the tone for all that we attract to us in this universe, it's really important that we keep ourselves as true as possible to get back from this life what we've actually intended for ourselves. As we discussed in knowing our likes and knowing our dislikes, things like that, while knowing your likes might seem so simple, it can actually be elusive. And because of that, it's possible that there are times, and there will be times, not that it's possible, there will be times in this life where we can't see ourselves in full view with the capability to call out of life what we desire out of life. We will inherently have blind spots. We will inherently have blurs and things that make it hard for us to see our lives. Here's where our friends come in. Our loved ones, our support system, and the members therein. No man is an island. There are times where the paths we embark upon will seem so clear, and in the blink of an eye, everything can get hazy. 2020 can easily be classified as a year of that. Some of us knew exactly who we were so long as we were on stage, or behind a mic, or with steady income coming in. But without it, we were lost at best. Some of us thought we knew our families and co-workers until we talked about Black Lives Mattering. And yeah, this year took plans and lit them on fire. And only in the ashes were we supposed to find our direction from our former selves. So loved ones, friends, family, co-workers, cousins, they act like our mirrors. They are mirrors reflecting back to us who we actually are and who we've said we want to be when we saw our journeys clearly. These people provide us feedback with love at the center of it, even when we don't want to hear it. Feedback given like that is called accountability. Loved ones are mirrors that show us ourselves in our truth and our clarity, our authenticity. They remind us how dope we are when we question ourselves in questionable times. This is why it is so important to be clear and true with ourselves. Study ourselves, to learn ourselves so that we create safe spaces with close people to us who can hold us steady when we're shaky. If we make all our friends when things are only good, who reminds us who we are when things are going badly? If we only attach ourselves to folks who have money and luxury, who do we turn to when our resources are low? Who do we confide in when we need to be reminded about who the fuck we really are for real, for real? Folks we keep around us conditionally, those are the people I affectionately call Funhouse mirrors. They show us distorted images of ourselves and only call us back to pieces of ourselves as if it's the whole of who we are. Think of this as an example. You meet a group of friends while you've changed your diets, your eating habits, and things like that. You're the most fit that you've ever been in your life. And these are the friends that you go shopping with so that you can get new outfits, sport this brand new body, look good, you dance, you eat, you do hookah, drink coffee, all of this together. Let's say at one point in this scenario, you suffer an injury. You're not able to get with your team to go work out for like months though. And when you rejoin them, you're not the you that you once were. These are friends that may suggest to you eating less, seeing that you've gained some pounds being on rest and healing. They may refer you to classes where folks take things slower so that you don't have to slow down their intensity when they work out to accommodate you. And if you gain too much weight, they may even recommend a good surgeon that can help you, like other friends have had help, to get the bodies that they've wanted. All of this feedback to make you the version of yourself that you used to be with them. Imagine you believe them. Imagine you make the whole of you about getting your body back into its fighting shape. Work, love life, other friends, school. No other side of you gets considered. Just the appeal of the outward looking physical exertion that you used to be able to do. Tell me, in a scenario like that, who have you become? What set you on that type of health journey in the first place? Imagine you were working out to please a certain somebody or a certain situation that wouldn't accept you if you weren't at your fittest. What if the reason you looked so good wasn't even for you? Who calls you back to your knowledge of self? Question, who do you experience the fullness of yourself around? Who sees you? No, who of your friends sees you without the lashes and the extensions? Who sees you and sees value in you without the push-ups and the supplements, without the car, the mansion, the money, the bitches? At your core, if someone cut you, what words would you bleed? What does your DNA say? If I looked you up in a dictionary, what would the definition read? The folks who could answer these types of questions about you, those are your real mirrors. I remember a professor from grad school. They gave us a scenario. They asked us to think about our best friend. So I want y'all to do that now. Think about who's your best friend. Think about your best friend, your best friend. Okay, you got a person, cool. Now I want you to think about someone that you've experienced the widest breadth of emotions with, like this wide amount of emotions, from great to horrible, envy to elation, and everything in between, enlightenment to shame, and everything in between. Who have you experienced the most amount of emotions around? Who in your world? Think about that person. Continuing what my professor from grad school said, if the person that you thought of second wasn't the same as the person that you thought of first for your best friend, then your best friend ain't who you think they are.
I like that.
By definition, our best friends are those that we can experience the widest range of emotions around and still feel safe. Mm-hmm. People like these are the ones we can be around, regardless of what we do or how things are going. I'm going to say that sentence again. People like these, friends who are real mirrors, they're individuals that we can just be around, regardless of what we do or how things go. Abraham Hicks says, we are human beings, not humans doing.
I like that.
So these are our mirrors, ladies and gentlemen, reflecting back to us who we are when we can't see who, where, how, or what we are in new and different situation. So I really want y'all to think about that as this year is ending. This is the last Thursday of the year. So as this year is ending and as this episode is ending as well, I know I got one of my aces, like my ace, outside of a WLV, outside of a family member by direct relation. I have one of my best friends, my best friend, sitting right next to me. I get to make music with him. I get to record a whole podcast with him. I have a friend that drives across a state line to do a fucking podcast with me to have for you all on New Year's Eve 2021. I pray, I hope to God that y'all have a piece of a Chris Cadenhead in your lives. I hope to God that you guys have a real mirror in your life and somebody's hopefully, that can show you again and again continuously who and how you are, regardless of what things are looking like. All right? And those are my words of wisdom.
Oh.
For the day.
Very nice. Very nice, I must say.
So, but is that not crazy? Because like I said,
no,
you
wild.
Didn't know.
That's wild.
And almost everything you said got hit from Black Lives Matter even.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
know that we were going to talk that deeply about it. That's nuts.
Alignment is what it sounds like.
Oh, alignment is what it is.
No, well, but the thing is, when are we not? When are we not?
No,
you know?
we're always
I mean,
that.
come on.
We're always that.
And before she goes...
No!
Oh, no, all right, go ahead. I don't want to steal your thunder. No, go on. Yeah. Todd, get ready. This is the part where you do the camera, where you zoom the... Yeah.
21.
Okay. What?
Huh? And before we go into the year...
2021? 21.
Well,
got it.
No, it's the year...
No, that's not... The horse is dead. Oh.
20.
Wait, and
20,
tomorrow's the 20th. Let's see, 21. Okay. I see where you're going. I see where you... All right, come on. All right, that's tired. Let's play out.
You're so dumb. I can't stand you.
All right, let's go.
Well, and before I go... Oh, shit. Oh, he died.
Let's go. All right. We're back. Oh yeah. See, no.
I said, where? That's how you die. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm I'm trying to do something with the music that goes.
I'm really enjoying that.
Switch it up.
So.
Keep it fresh. Keep it tasty. Keep it spicy.
Oh my God.
You know
no, God, no.
What?
You know one more time? One more time?
No, hell no, we ain't doing. Wait, what you want to do one more time?
We're only doing the 21
No,
times.
we ain't gonna say.
No, you want to do it?
If anything, I'm gonna let Savage say
21.
How many?
No, he just said it. Come on, let's move on. 21. All right, there you go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, baby. I mean, look.
Look, and before I go.
No.
Go back into. Oh, okay.
No, but I'm keeping this all the way. By the way, I'm keeping all this shit. Yeah, no, this is BT. This is the part I normally like edit, cut out, and shit like that. But nah, we rolling. Let's get it.
So wait, before I go, wait, Bubby, is it my?
What's up? No, you're straight. Yeah, you just got like a little one. Yeah, but
okay. I can see. I love the do more than you knew. I started 2020. I was going back and listening to like podcasts, just random. I listened to like episode 8 and then episode 15.
Nice.
Like it was like random sort of stuff. I'm just listening to stuff. And we started this year off talking about how we be sucker free all 2020. And I found this that my cousin sent me. And if you guys don't know, sorry, I'm kind of speaking like I've already introduced the topic. At I Love the Do, ILOVETHEDOUX. My cousin Maya Smith is the founder, lead educator, entrepreneur, branding guru, singer, songwriter, and West Coast chick. The one and the only. And Sucker Free, man. Sucker Free is the shampoo in the line, the black-owned line. And I'm saying that on purpose because you go to Target, which my cousin is in, random Targets or random, like select Targets around the country and everything. But you go and you go to some of these black-owned hair care companies, and they're no longer black-owned. They still provide the illusion. They still have all the pictures taken, but they've sold to non-black.
And see, I thought, because I use in my beard, I use like the shade moisture, type, and sometimes can't.
Look, I wasn't gonna say nobody.
Can't do shit like that, but I come to find out.
Those.
Yeah, I thought they were, but yeah, see.
No, but I do know one hella black-owned, West Coast chick-owned hair follicle. What? Hair. I saw her hair and I was like, damn, that's pretty follicle. But the Do, ladies and gentlemen, the Do from Maya Smith. It can be found at Sally's, Amazon. I was gonna say Sally Jesse Raphael. I know my brain is going. Sally's Beauty, Amazon, Walmart, Target, or on her own website, TheDouX.com. If you go to her website, there are going to be exclusive drops that you will not. Have you been seeing the new stuff? Like the wash and go, pop lock, and she has a couple new things come, like a whole new line. I cannot wait. Okay. And I got some Whoa coming. Like Whoa, the new stuff. Yeah. So, stuff that can only be found on the website. Please make sure you check her out. Y'all see this lovely, beautiful hair? Hold on. You like I keep socking the table?
No, sorry.
Don't get mad.
You're in there.
Look at this. Y'all see this hair?
Yeah.
Y'all see all this hair with the Do, along with the Do. Y'all catch this hair on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and everybody else. Y'all just gotta take my word for it. Let me tell y'all, there's been a name change of my hair lady on Instagram. She is no longer Asian BLK. She is at Hair by Quista, at HAIRBYQUISTA, at Hair by Quista. So I hope you guys know that this is short for me. You remember when my hair was like all the way down my back. My sister, I think you guys know from episode 23, Wendy Vaughn, she was diagnosed with cancer at the top of 2015. So we cut almost a foot of my hair off in solidarity with Wendy. So since then, I've just been growing back. And I'm just letting y'all know, the only reason my hair got all the way down my whole black back is because of Quista Taylor. I'm telling you, Hair by Quista. If you are in the LA area, please DM her and let her hook you up. Village Days by Terrace Martin. He has me doing poetry on this wonderful album with him and a few other amazing artists. Y'all, please make sure y'all check that out. Village Days and all of your DSPs. Anywhere you can find music, go ahead and get that. Digital service providers. DSPs. Digital service provider. Okay, I learned another one today. DCMA. Digital copyright, mastery accordion, something like that. But I learned about that. That's why they don't let you play it. Like when you're DJing on Instagram, they'll take your music down if certain artists like Jay-Z get played. That's why, because they'll come for you and take stuff down. So learn that. Oh, I'm smart. Learning to be smart. Yeah. My beautiful Chris Cadenhead's baby sister.
Yes.
All right. She has her own line that is literally behind her. She named it after her 2 children, and that's called Harper Cole. All right. Designs and beautiful knickknacks and paddywhacks if you give a dog a bone.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
And I like this because it's a guitar.
Yeah.
It's a guitar keychain,
and she makes
type of custom stuff. Just go on there. It's a Facebook page, very easy to find.
We'll put the link in the description of YouTube.
Absolutely, we'll put the link on the. That's what I'll do for all of the paid dues.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, that's really smart. I was doing that and I stopped doing that for some reason. I don't know why.
It's a convenient place for people to go. Yeah.
And then they could just click on it.
Mm-hmm.
You just got some. So that was a little Armenian for you, by the way. It means what are you thinking?
Oh,
yeah, you just and then another place. These last two, of course, Christopher Cadenhead wanted to make sure he shouted out some people that he really likes and gets down with. King and Fifth is one of those companies outside of his little sister, Megan Wyann, isn't it?
That's right. Megan. Yeah,
Megan Wyan's Harper and Cole. He also wanted to make sure that he shouted out King and Fifth.
That's right.
At King and Fifth. I know for all of you people that say fifth all the time and don't know how to spell it. KINGANDFIFTHCO. At Fifth. Ryan. At King and Fifth Cole.
They got men and women's beanies.
You got me stuff
but like super high. Like this is probably one of the best. No gas, probably one of the best beanies I've ever worn.
Yeah, and I love this.
I've worn a lot of beanies. Yeah, the branding is on point. The branding is pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he's close up there, but yeah, so yeah, these joints are like hella comfy.
Absolutely.
And probably one of the only companies that I know that make like a XL beanie. Like I love how slouchy the shit is and all that. So anyway, for my it's getting winter and shit like that. So so definitely peep them. Super high quality stuff. They got a sale going on right now too. So.
I like those though. Also when you got them, because even when it's not winter, like in LA,
they make summer ones too with super thin material. They make ones specifically for summer. Like they make all.
But I get cold still in summer.
Yeah.
Like, but at night, if it's a windy LA night sort of a thing, so it's not that it's necessarily cold,
right,
but I'll get I get a head cold, stuffy if I get wind in it. So I like these on a LA night, even if I got on tank top, this, that, whatever, for the summer in LA. But if my hair especially is like this, then it just the wind can get in it, man, and I just need something covering my ears.
They got another dope one that I used to wear all the time. They call it a skull cap, and it's basically like just half of a beanie that just like kind of sits right here, but it's snug to your head.
That's when you like Kamasi.
It's really dope. Kind of, yeah, exactly.
More close to what you wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're hella dope. By the way, I want to give the people a hack.
Yeah.
For your beanie. You know what I mean? So if you're on an airplane or wherever you are and you have a beanie, peep, all you do is you fold it or like roll it up like this.
Yeah.
And you face it towards you.
Yeah.
And you now have a phone stand.
Oh. But it's also, you kind of need a King and Fifth Co. Beanie because think about the Raise It Up Wide beanies that are coming.
Yeah.
They're smaller than that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they can support the weight.
Wait a minute. Yeah, so this is a regular size. This is not a XL. But let me see.
That's regular.
Yeah, this is regular. Yeah, it's regular size. Yeah, regular size beanie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, or at least a male one. Yeah, you could do it. It's any beanie.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a little hack for you. You're welcome, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But and they're not sponsored, but I'm not an affiliate with them or anything. But I just really rock with their product because it's high quality.
And they have good quality stuff, and people are good.
And everybody's like, where'd you get that beanie from? Oh, no, King of It. So.
Well, also, if we're going to be promoting anything,
got you.
Let's make sure that we also know that Chris Cadenhead has an EP out. And this EP happens to be led by a song he allowed me to co-write with him called 3 a.m. Okay, 3 a.m. The EP is called After Hours. Also available in all your DSPs and things like that. If you would like a signed copy, though, you got to get with the man. You understand? You got to, there's only one place to get it, you understand? So DM at Cadenweez, CADENWEEZ.
You're like, what does it sound like? Well,
awesome.
I mean, it's more.
Chris is a jazz artist.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, as far as like all the hip hop production I do, I got loops on Splice and all these sorts of, you know. But if you were to like cut me open, like this is
what you sound like.
The type of shit I bleed. Yeah, it's like it's super rooted in like tradition and you know, Black American music, you know, jazz as we know it today and these sorts of things.
Chris says that on stage, by the way. He'll be doing a gig and it'll be all these white people there and it's all cool, whatever. He'll be like, yeah, I'm happy everybody's having a good time, you know. I mean, you know, are we thankful for this Black American art form that we got going on here? And I've seen people be doing this. They look up like,
listen, don't get me started. That's another.
No, I'll leave that alone. But I just love the fearlessness. I love the fearlessness when he gets it in. So, ladies and gents, couple dates. Guess what tomorrow is? Bang, 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 bang. Do you know what tomorrow is? It's a whole new year. Bow, bow, bow. Bang, 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 bang. Do you know what tomorrow is? It's the 2021. 21.
We still on that? All right.
We're not off of it, bro. That's the special dates coming,
really
bro. The special dates coming. I hope that you all have an amazing 2021. This is what we do, y'all. We make sure that we set you all up for love and light and amazingness. And while this is episode 25, you might catch just a little energy, just a little more energy because, you know, 13s are our number. Well, it's my number, but Chris has decided to be co-addicted to the number as well. And while we generally have 12 months in a year, which we do, and we do our episodes once a month, we found a way to have 13 episodes per year. So this is the 12th episode of 2020, but maybe stay tuned for a little 21. No, for a little 13th episode, small and mighty, of a 13th episode of
Savage
2020.
is going to be a guest on this podcast, and I'm going to tell him that we're wearing his shit out. You know what I mean?
Oh, all next year though?
Well, that's true.
All next year is going to be awful.
Yeah,
it's going to be awful.
Damn, are you
we are coming at you the last Thursday of
20.
Last Thursday of X month in 2021.
Hey man,
it's
somebody
so sad.
send this to Savage just so he can say it himself.
I love that he's calling him Savage like that's his homeboy from like 2
we went to
blocks
high school
away.
together and shit,
Right. Of course.
No, I don't know that man at all.
Sir Savage,
love
excuse
your work,
us.
But, no, I don't
you
know.
No, his ad-libs will get me. Oh God.
No,
I'm like,
straight up. No, that shit get me so hyped.
He's from the South.
That shit get me so hyped.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, go catch you some coffee. I know I will. And stay tuned and you will oh God, I'm thinking of something Dad says.
What?
Stay tuned and you will hear a big explosion from my rear. That's the way he said. You're not going to hear that on here. Guys, it's been an amazing episode. No, don't even trip. We love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with us. As always, big round of applause for Chris Cadenhead on the show, making his first appearance.
For you. How about that?
Thank you.
And to the crew.
And to the crew, holding it down to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, praying you're having an amazing Christmas Eve 2021. And as always, we're praying that you stay real.
But most of all, stay classy.
I hate you.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up,